December 25th, Christmas Day, and we are setting off on a journey of pure beauty on the rails. In this episode, we cross Switzerland on high-speed and panoramic trains from Basel to picturesque Lucerne, through breathtaking landscapes to Interlaken, and finally to the gem nestled among the mountains, Grindelwald. A day of frozen lakes, snow-capped peaks, and moments of silence, facing the power of nature. Join us for the second part of our journey. The morning of December 25th. We left the hotel in Germany early and crossed back into Basel. We parked the car at the central station, Basel SBB, and boarded the high-speed train to Lucerne. Traveling in first class allowed us to simply sit back, look out, and watch the landscape shift into the green and white of Switzerland. At 9 in the morning, we arrived in Lucerne. The city welcomed us with a peaceful and festive holiday atmosphere. We walked straight toward the famous chapel bridge, Kapellbruck, which looked stunning against the crystal-clear water and the city's historic architecture. As we strolled along the river, we once again encountered swans gliding gracefully through the water. For us, this wasn't just European scenery, it was another living reminder of our bar. Her nickname, Barber Swan, finds its meaning at every stop of this journey. After an hour of quiet beauty in Lucerne, we headed back to the station. It was time to board the Panoramic train to Interlaken. Green, blue, and white, we boarded the Panoramic train from Lucerne and took our seats on the right side, just as recommended. As the train moved away from the city, the landscape began to unfold. We saw picturesque villages with typical wooden chalets scattered across green hills and lakes reflecting the sky like mirrors. In the background, the snow-capped mountain peaks were already signaling where we were headed. We photographed constantly through the wide panoramic windows. Every frame looked like a postcard. As the train began to climb higher, the green turned to white. Suddenly, we found ourselves in a kingdom of ice. The treetops looked as if they were coated in sugar, frozen and magnificent. We saw waterfalls that had frozen in time, turning into giant icicles on the mountainsides. The silence of the snow and the stark white trees created a sense of deep calm, a total escape from the world within the warm train carriage. We arrived in Interlaken, the stunning town nestled between Lake Brienz and Lake Thun. We set out to stroll along the main promenade and the famous Hoheimat Park. The town was dressed for the holidays, with magnificent historic buildings and the impressive old casino towering over the gardens. We spent an hour soaking in the festive Christmas atmosphere and breathing the crisp mountain air before heading back to the station for our next and most exciting destination, Grindelwald. The climb to Grindelwald. Beyond the clouds, we boarded the train from Interlaken to Grindelwald. It's a 30-minute journey, but every minute is breathtaking. As the train climbs to an altitude of over 1,000 meters, the green world fades away and everything becomes whiter and whiter. The landscape outside looks like a movie scene. Small wooden chalets buried in snow, half-frozen streams, and mountain peaks beginning to surround us from every side. Grindelwald. Light in the winter, we arrived in Grindelwald, a small, vibrant town surrounded by towering mountain peaks. Everything was covered in a thick layer of pristine white snow. We strolled along the promenade, went up to an observation point, and stopped for a warm lunch facing the view. What made this moment truly special was the gray weather, through which the sun peeked time and again. Each time, it lit up a different peak like a giant spotlight from the sky, moments of light within the cold that felt, once again, like a small sign just for us. From white to green, after a day of pure snow, we took the train back to Interlaken. It's amazing to see the transformation. At first, everything is a brilliant white, and slowly, as we descend, the green of the valleys reappears. We arrived back in Interlaken, took a few last photos on the platform, and waited for the train to take us back to Basel. Introducing Bar's song, English. Before leaving the Alps behind, we wanted to share a piece of Bar's soul with you. The song you are hearing now was written by our Bar Zohar. The words are hers. The melody is our way of honoring her memory, and the photos in the upcoming clip were captured by Bar herself during her travels in South America. This is her light. This is Bar. Thank you for joining us for the second part of our journey.
יש מין קצב אחי, מנטרה תבניתית, מחזור תאומי שחוזר חלילה את המחשבות במוחי, לא אוכל להגביל, לא אוכל לפשט או לדחות ים עמוק של תהיות ותשובות, אלפי נושאים ומיליון מגילות, מילים צלילים ורגע שלמה של כעס ואהבה, לבה אדומה שלעולם לא מפסיקה ליצור בלב כל כולי ים כחול
High speed into the night, we caught the high-speed train from Interlaken to Basel, a 2-hour journey across Switzerland. Along the way, we managed to capture the stunning lakes flashing by until darkness fell and the landscape vanished into the night. We ended our journey at the magnificent Basel train station, a place that looks like a palace of lights, tired, but filled with memories we will never forget.
שהופכות מים שקטים בסכנת נפשות. לא יחזור.